And hello everybody, welcome back to my Halo Combat Evolved Let's Play thingamajig. My name is Siphon Rayzar, and yeah, we're going to be continuing on. Got some sad news though, or well, just news in general about Halo Infinite that I've picked up on and learned over since my last recording session. The classic Halo Shotgun and Magnum are currently not in Halo Infinite. The new Sidekick and the new Shotgun are replacing them, which not the biggest fan of, but honestly I don't really care at this point anymore. The gameplay looks like it's going to be proper Halo gameplay instead of the super high-speed sprint action that Halo 5 had, so I'll be happy on that front. I love this level. I love and hate this level. The fog aspect of this level is amazing. Now, something that you can actually notice if you pay attention is that there are actually Flood jumping from hill to hill above you. And they're labeled as yellow, as friendlies, because they don't actually attack you yet. But yeah, there are actually Flood in the very early section of the game. We're going to skip ahead until I paused for some reason. We're going to skip ahead. Alright, sorry about that. Sorry about the cut there. That should be the last one for this episode. Anyway, as I was saying, when you're traveling along, you can actually see if you can catch them soon enough. I don't remember if I catch any of them in this playthrough. But you can catch glimpses of Flood combat forms jumping at the tops of the trees and on the tops of the hills and stuff like that. But whenever you see the yellow dot on the opening section of this level, it's actually a Flood combat form. So, plasma. See, the Jackals were always sharpshooters, even before they got carbines. They were just sharpshooting with plasma pistols. Yeah. I don't know why I was looking for them, but the atmosphere of this level is just on point. The swamp, the fog, the rain. Oh, did you see that? I think I caught a very small glimpse of it. But yeah, there are combat forms that hang around. It's very hard to catch them, though. Apparently, when I was originally recording this, I was trying to be sneaky or something. But anyway, like I said, the atmosphere level is amazing. But yeah, unfortunately, we're not going to get a classic Magnum. Although I am hopeful in that this new Mangler Brute pistol will actually kind of will fulfill the classic Halo Magnum role of being a high damage dealing single shot pistol, and I think that makes a lot of sense. It'll actually be interesting to have an enemy who has a gun that's substantially more powerful than your pistol. So, because the plasma pistol is, you know, it's the plasma pistol, it's whatever. But having brutes with the Mangler being able to say on the higher difficulties, if you're not careful, two-shot you, you know, pop you once and then to break your shields and then hit you again to kill you. You know, be very interesting to see how it goes. Love the automatic elevator there. Another thing I noticed this actually when I was rewatching the Halo Infinite gameplay trailer, is some of the brutes had energy shielding, very much like the brute power armor type shields that they had in Halo 3, while some of them did not. Here you see the Covenant running away. But yeah, so for instance, in the trailer there were the red brutes, who had, as far as I could tell, they did not have energy shields, but they did have heavy-duty armor that you had to shoot off. Although apparently a grenade stick, like say the spike or plasma grenade, was perfectly able to kill them just fine. And then in the later part of the demo, when the Master Chief is taking on the fortification below the turret, where there was a brutes, grunts, and a shade turret, the brutes in the bluish armor had energy shields, and from what I could tell, they seem to work a lot like the brute power armor from Halo 3, but I could be wrong. So that would actually be kind of interesting, having a mixture of different brutes with differing types of armor. Having some brutes with old school with the Halo 3 style power armor that breaks down after it takes too much damage, and then having this new type of armor where you have to physically break apart different pieces of armor in order to start dealing damage. There I go, trying to cheat my way out, but unfortunately you have to take the one way. Yeah, we don't really actually see hard light much in later Halo games. At least not with Forerunner stuff. You don't really see hard light bridges anymore. That was very... they had, I think, a couple of instances in Halo 3 on the Ark, but not so much in Halo 2. And we hear the blood, the gore dripping from the ceiling. Nice. This level sets up the flow. When I was a kid, actually, this is story time. When I was a kid, this level terrified me. The music, the atmosphere, all of the dead Covenant everywhere and stuff that I didn't kill. It terrified me. And in fact, it terrified me so much that after the initial appearance of the Flood, I refused to play the game until I had a friend come down and play co-op with me. And there's the one and only time where we actually get to see Blamite in in its solid crystal form.
Stay back! Stay back! You're not turning me into one.
Here's the
I'll blow your brains
crazy
out.
Marine.
Get away from me! Ah! Don't touch me, you freaks! I won't be like you. I'll die.
I want to say this is supposed to be Mendoza, I think, but I'm not for sure if this is Mendoza.
Oh God, I can still hear them.
Sadly, you can't save him.
Just leave me alone!
You can see the giant shell casings from the pistol.
Sandy. Oh, God. The thing stripped them.
He actually provides some decent context.
Get it? Good! Hey, oh God. Oh God, I don't want to.
Yeah, that alone also terrified me. Because at this point you had only ever been facing the Covenant, and there was nothing on the box art that indicating that there was anything but the Covenant. And this is very much kind of like, honestly, this is a little bit like what Hideo Kojima did with Metal Gear Solid 2. The box art and the promotional material all focus on Solid Snake, and then you play as Solid Snake for like a total of, what, an hour? And then you're off to play as a Raiden. And here comes the creepiest aspect of the game, the Flood. When you come back, his body's gone, so that means the Flood infect and turn him into a combat form in the time between you entering the room and leaving the room. Which it should be noted, you actually get locked in the room. You're not actually able to exit the room until the Flood busts down the door. And here's for one of the scariest cutscenes in the game? Or, like, scariest cutscenes in the entire franchise, really? The Flood were creepy as all hell in this game, the first game. Just the noises and all that, super creepy. Dead Marine. Although his body disappears after the cutscene, so... Jenkins, who is sadly very dead.
Watch your mouth, son. This stuff is your history. It should remind you, Grunts, what we're fighting to protect.
There's Sergeant Johnson, one of the only humans, or as far as I'm aware, the only human that was immune to the Flood to some degree.
You ask him real nice next time you see him, Vicente. I'm sure they'll be happy to oblige.
Which is the reason why they came up with so that he could return in Halo 2. With his immunity to the Flood, which they actually took out of the book Halo First Strike. So, kind of an interesting bridge connection there between different media.
Mendoza, move it up!
Yeah, that's Mendoza. He dies.
Wait here for the captain and his squad, then get your ass inside.
Sir!
Okay, let's move!
Which is weird, right? I mean, look at it.
Yep, an elite with his chest burst open.
Plasma scoring?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there was an accident, you know, friendly fire or something?
What do we have, Sergeant?
See dead elites everywhere.
Covenant patrol. Badass elite units. All KIA.
Real pretty. Friend of yours?
Now
Yeah. Very alien-like, as in like the movie Aliens, with the way the chest bursters work and stuff.
Right.
Which
well, let's get this door
technically
open.
is kind of true, because the infection forms bury into your chest cavity,
Just
but
do it, son.
Yes, sir.
now, the reason why the Captain Keyes and the rest of the squad were here was because there's supposedly a Covenant weapons cache here. But there's no weapons
Got a
here.
bad feeling
So,
about this.
yeah. So I have to wonder, why did Captain Keyes go this far into the facility?
He's got contact. Lots of them. But they're not Covenant. They're just tearing through us. What the float? No!
Corporal, do you copy? Over. Mendoza, get your ass back up to second squad's position and find out what the hell is going on.
But
I don't have time for your lip, soldier. I gave you an order.
Sarge, listen.
What is that? Where's that coming from, Mendoza?
This is the cutting point when you stop having Marines as allies, really.
Hold still! Hold still! Let him have it! Ah! Sergeant, we're surrounded. God damn it, Jenkins! Fire your weapon!
There are too many, Sarge.
Don't even think about it, Marine.
Oh, this is local.
Jenkins!
Yep, they became flood food. Yeah. And here comes the, for some reason, when I first played this years ago as a 7-year-old, that's how long I've been playing Halo. This section right here, when I get attacked by the flood, I don't know why, but they absolutely horrified me as a kid. And so I stopped playing for a little bit until I got my cousin to come down and play the game with me in co-op mode, and we finally got through the game. And yeah, quite the twist for, you know, an enemy faction, which is not actually the last enemy faction we'll meet in the game. In this game, you have the Covenant that you have to fight, you have the Flood, and you have the Sentinels. It does kind of make me wonder in Halo Infinite how many different factions we'll have to face. If it's just going to be the Banished through most of it, will the Flood make a return? Will Sentinels be a thing? Will the Prometheans return? That'll be very interesting. Oh, I was wrong. The Marine's body's still there. Escape. Here's the Flood combat forms. I didn't actually realize this. This is something I learned about later. The assault rifle actually deals less damage to the Flood combat forms than it does everything else. They only take like 60% of the damage that the assault rifle puts out. However, the assault rifle still puts out a lot of damage, so here I am putting grenades to good use. Yeah, the Flood are freaking brutal in this game. And they also like drop little pieces off when you shoot them and stuff. Yeah. Although, unlike in later Halo games, in this game, if you shoot off both arms of the combat form, they'll still continue to follow you. But yeah, they'll still continue to follow you even if they have no arms. And so they'll become what's known as flood buddies, which is a kind of a glitch sort of thing. They fixed this in later Halo games by making it so that when both arms of the combat form are broken off, they explode and then leaving the infection form behind. Yeah. Weirdly, the Flood also drop grenades, even though they can't throw them. I believe that's changed in later games, but in this game, the Flood will drop grenades. I do believe... Yep, for some reason, the elevator is busted. No idea why. Obviously, this is to make it so that you have to go deeper in the facility first, before you can leave. Yeah, this is also the level where you get where the shotgun gets introduced. On easy, you can get a shotgun at the very start of the game. That was a very weird bug. But on easy, you can actually start the level with a shotgun, because there'll be a shotgun at the Pelican at the very beginning of the level. On every other difficulty, you don't get the shotgun until now. So, and the shotgun is like the best flood killing weapon in the game besides the pistol. I mean, really all of the weapons are decent at killing the Flood. The Flood don't really have any defense against any of the weapons. The plasma weapons kill them just as easily as the ballistics do. Here we see lots of blood on the walls. Just look at all the blood. That's something I love about this game, is how gory it is in comparison to even some of the later Halo games. And this music is amazing. This music tells you, or that music told you, everything was fucked. Yeah, there are actually Marines right there. You can't save them. Even if you are able to kill everything and save them, they don't go with you. You can't bring them along with you throughout the rest of the level, sadly. I don't really know why, but yeah. You cannot save them that way. More mysterious radio signals. Look at all the Flood. Hooray for invisibility, right? Yeah, the Flood have a crazy wide melee hitbox for some reason. And they also have a crazy long jump. It makes the Flood kind of... The Flood is different. They're interesting, but they do get a bit on the repetitive side, because there's no tactics to how the Flood fight in this game. All they do is charge at you headlong, with no fear for their own safety, which works for makes them a very terrifying enemy to fight, but it can make them exhausting to fight. Which I guess is kind of the point, because they're space fungus zombies. Which is actually something I kind of really liked about the aesthetic about the Flood. In Halo 1, they're fungus-like. They have a very fungus-like appearance, spore-like and all that. And they actually give off a light green glow. The infection forms do, and you can actually see that glow in the combat forms. The chest cavities. The glowing green was removed from the Flood in the later Halo games for some reason. Not really sure why. Here I am trying to figure out where to go, and I don't remember. This level it does get kind of yeah, it's very easy to get lost in this level because so many of the parts of the level look the same. And this is something that Halo 1 has an issue with the Forerunner architecture, is it's difficult to sometimes make the architecture look different enough so that you don't get lost. But this is also probably an issue to do with the short development time of the game, so it's not the worst issue. Hooray for Flood with guns! At least they don't have rocket launchers in this level, thankfully. I can't say the same for the next level. Everyone who's played Halo 1 knows what the next level is. And it is the worst level by far. Hooray for the shotgun. Unlike in later Halo games, you actually reload the shotgun at a fairly brisk pace.
About time you showed up. Sir, thank God you're here. We've been lost out here for hours. After we lost contact with the rest of the mission, we headed for the RV point, and then these things, they ambushed us. We gotta get out of here.
There's a large tower a few hundred meters from your current position. Find a way above the fog and foliage canopy, and I can move in and pick you up.
Yeah, the Marines are not very good at fighting the Flood in this game. Because Marines have so little health to begin with, and they have no way of defending themselves once an infection form latches on. If an infection form gets on a Marine, it's game over. They die. That's straight up. It also doesn't help that with the Marines that are armed with assault rifles, they're not very accurate with said assault rifles, so they miss a lot, and them missing a lot means that the Flood infection forms get a lot closer, and yeah.
Cover fire!
See what I mean? Yeah. Oh, there's a... you see what I mean about the Marines having no defense against infection forms? Like, I don't know why that particular Marine T-posed there, but he did. Surprisingly, 2 of them survived. No idea why or how. Yeah, they can fight combat forms well enough, but the actual infection forms tear them apart very quickly. Apparently we got 3 survivors. Hallelujah.
I'm hit! Does anyone see him?
Kind of waiting for the cutscene to play out, because... yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna let the remainder of this level play out. I'll be seeing you in the next episode. And, yeah, we'll be talking more about Halo and stuff. On the worst level of the game.
Bring fire! Watch it! Eat this!
Well, they want to eat you, Marine.
That can't be all of them! Alright!
Greetings. I am the monitor of Installation 04. I am 343 Guilty Spark. Someone has released the flood. My function is to prevent it from leaving this installation, but I require your assistance. Come, this way.